Apple's fall event. Hey, did you see anything exciting at the Apple fall event, Luke?
No.
Well, there's a new iPad. There's a new iPad Air that, as far as I can tell, makes the iPad Pro basically irrelevant because it's got the A14 chipset. It's 5 nanometer. So it's high performance. It's got a Retina display up to 500 nits. So you should get actually a pretty compelling HDR experience from it. USB Type-C. Sweet. Same camera as the iPad Pro. Stereo speakers and landscape. Hey, look, USB-C is a good feature. Just because Apple's a little late to the party doesn't mean that we shouldn't applaud them for it. Wi-Fi 6, Apple Pencil support, and it's $599 for the 64 gig model. That's right, my friends. A tablet in the year 2020 that still has only 64 gigs of storage. Thank you, Apple.
$600.
To Apple's credit, can I take a moment to appreciate something about Apple here?
Sure.
This is a mid-tier device, okay, that ships with a flagship processor. Meanwhile, in Android land, everyone's trying to talk consumers into mid-tier processors. Meanwhile, in Android land, you've got like manufacturers trying to pitch mid-tier processors in premium devices. And then Apple's all like, yeah, look, it doesn't have a ton of storage, but realistically, what do you need a bunch of storage in an iPad for? Like,
Cloud.
and that's a fair point because you shouldn't be taking pictures and videos on your iPad unless you're a jackass. So, hey, you've got performance that is going to be good enough for probably the 5 years that Apple is likely to support this bloody device. There is something to be said for that approach. Is Apple making great margin on these devices? Absolutely. Absolutely. But
what do you think? What do you think? So almost no one even makes really tablets anymore, and almost no one is really focusing on tablets anymore. What do you think? Like how? I guess what is not the right way to start that question. How do you think tablets fit in with a market that, in a lot of ways, at least is showing interest in pushing quite heavily into not just massive phones, but massive phones that have multiple screens?
You know what? I'm gonna flip it around. You tell me first.
I don't really think it has has a ton. Sorry, the industry itself seems much less interested in tablets in general. iPads being the only ones that anyone seems to care about at all. And maybe they'll have that. Okay, actually, maybe it is a pretty big deal because if you're so into the Apple space that you're buying an iPad, you don't have a multi-screen phone anyways.
Yeah. Yep.
So
yeah,
it's actually
you
a
can't.
completely irrelevant conversation.
But that said, I don't think you have to be completely into the Apple ecosystem at all to have an iPad. If I cared
if
about,
you have a tablet, you probably have an iPad.
yeah, if I cared about having a tablet at all, I would have an iPad 100%. Like there's no way.
I want to straw poll the audience here.
Sure. Because, I mean, even, what was Samsung's latest Galaxy Tab 6 something, whatever it is, looks great. But the problem with Android tablets isn't the hardware. There's great hardware out there. I mean, Samsung's been making beautiful Android tablets for years and years and years. The problem is the software. They don't get a ton of updates on the OS side. And the apps, because Google doesn't push hard enough for app developers to make proper tablet versions of their apps, they just aren't very good. They don't make proper use of all the extra space at best. And in some cases, all they do is just like stretch it. Like it's just not a better experience. Whereas on an iPad, I mean, I haven't owned one for daily driver use in a while, but I do always remember just the app experience being thoughtful. It's really designed to be used on iPad. One thing I do wonder is as we see bigger and bigger Android phones, particularly with foldable devices, is if that situation will change. I mean, the Galaxy Fold Z2 is equivalent almost to like a 7-inch tablet. You are getting dangerously close to, yeah, your app is really not going to display properly on this thing if you don't make some changes to it. And those changes would likely translate very well to a tablet. The problem is that from my experience, the Galaxy Fold Z2 has not been the Fold series has not been particularly well supported. Even YouTube still as of a few weeks ago anyway, didn't have support for stories on it, which is the reason I can't daily drive it, because I need to both check our stories and I need to be able to upload new ones, and I don't feel like carrying around a secondary phone for that. I'm not sure if that's been fixed on the Fold Z2 because Samsung still hasn't gotten me one, but I guess I'll figure it out eventually. Yay! Do you have your straw poll ready? Do you want me to move on to the next thing while you do that?
It's been posted already.
Sweet.
We already have some votes. Right now, the question was, are you a tablet customer? Then there's 3 responses. One was, yes, I will buy one in the next 2 years. One was, yes, I own one that I bought in the last 2 years. And then the last answer was no. And it seems like the majority of the audience said no, but not by a massive amount. It's like 49% of people said one of the yeses.
For being a tablet customer.
Yeah.
Here, can I get the link to that so I can show it on stream?
Yes, give me one moment.
Sweet. Are you a tablet customer?
Me? No. Definitely. I've literally never bought a tablet.
Why not?
Why would I? I don't know. It's like...
Because your eyesight sucks? And your phone is small?
I would always be happy to lug something bigger around in order to have a keyboard.
I see. Yeah, but a tablet, the keyboard, even though it's bigger, is actually worse. I type like not an order of magnitude, but like twice as fast on a phone as I do on a tablet, for sure. Especially with like a well-trained autocorrect.
That's why I don't want a tablet.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I get it.
Because and I agree with that exact statement. If I'm just firing off quick and messy messages, I'd rather do it on a phone. Because I'm going to go really quick, and like people are probably going to be able to understand my typos and my weird autocorrects and whatever. It doesn't matter. And I can just fire through stuff really quick. If I'm trying to do like messaging style productivity when I'm not at my desktop, or my laptop isn't fully set up, my phone is always going to be way better. So what am I going to do on a tablet? For me, it would be like watch something. Netflix.
Yeah.
And then the priority level of that is like really low.
Yeah.
Because who cares? Like I can do that on whatever. Like I'll find a way. Maybe I can find a bigger screen, or I can't and it's still on my phone. Cool. Who cares? Like I'm not going to buy a expensive device for that.
I've been meaning to ask you. You own a TV now for the first time in like years. Has that changed your habits at all? Do you actually watch TV like on the TV?
No.
I kind of didn't think it would.
No.
So you blew like $2,000 on a TV you don't watch.
Emma loves it.
Okay, happy wife, happy life.
There are some investment one makes not for themselves.
All right. In other news, Apple launched... honestly, I think the watches were far more exciting. So the new Watch Series 6 measures blood oxygen in 15 seconds and can track oxygen saturation during sleep, which is totally useless because there's no way of charging it while you sleep. So that's really stupid. Maybe someday there'll be a wearable that has like sleep monitoring features that doesn't need to be charged at night. But until that time, I guess I will completely ignore these kinds of innovations. It has a better always-on display that's more efficient and 2.5 times brighter than the previous generation. The altimeter is always on. Oh, I always want to know how high I am. There's Memoji faces.
In defense of the blood oxygen while you sleep thing.
Yes.
If you're someone who actually kind of needs that,
then you could charge during the day or get 2. Just buy 2.
Why not?
Okay. Now that is an innovation, Apple. Free of charge. Okay? You guys come up with the Apple Watch Series 6 squared. It's just a 2-pack. You wear one at night, one in the morning, and they just sync to each other so that it's like a perfectly seamless experience. I could totally see people doing it. So you never have to take off your Apple Watch.
The night one could even be like styled a little different. So
Yeah,
it's like softer.
It could not even have a display. So it's like like a companion. They should totally do it. They should actually do it.
And softer materials. So
yeah.
It's not like gonna do anything bad.
I know no one from Apple watches this show, but guys, you've got to do it. The like Apple Watch PM.
Pretty interesting.
Something like that. Like the one that's like...
That's great.
Oh, man.
That's a fantastic name.
I mean, I don't think they take, ideas from outside of the company, because they must not be good ideas. Because if you had good ideas, surely you would already work at Apple. But like, it's a really good idea. Like with my wireless charger on my nightstand, that would because the problem with health devices is that they don't work unless they're really part of your routine. They don't work if you use them sometimes. So I could totally make that part, even being a totally absent-minded magoo that I am, I could totally make that part of my routine. I get up in the morning, I switch my watch out. And you know what? The PM one could even have like pretty decent battery life, like the daytime one. So if I like forgot for a few hours and switched it at that time, it wouldn't miss a beat. Get it? Miss a beat? Because heart rate monitoring. Anyway, the point is, so I get up in the morning, feeling like P. Diddy, got my... It doesn't matter. I get up in the morning, I switch my watch, I go to bed, I switch my watch. It's genius. Anyway, there's a new loop. It's flexible silicone, 20% faster charging, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, finally. U1 chip for spatial awareness, and it's $400 for the GPS model. It's pretty reasonable, I guess. We've come a long way from the edition, $1,000+, however much they charge for that thing. And then there's the Watch SE, which is under $300, has the Series 5 SoC, so the S5, does not have the blood oxygen sensor, but otherwise has the same screen and sensors as the Series 6, and there's no power adapter in the box, which for me wouldn't matter because I actually have a combo charger that I really like. So it's wireless for phone, AirPods, Pros, and Apple Watches. It's ironic. Out of my 3 mobile devices that I carry every day, 2 of them are Apple, even though I do not use an iPhone.